Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a video we've actually made before, and I thought I'd make it again with a much clearer copy this time. You're looking at an EBR 105, the Tier 10 French light wheel vehicle. It's located on the northeast spawn of Grand Battle Klondike, and it's under the command of Watt Contributor 5. Now, he's somebody connected with the Watt management team, I believe, because this replay was placed onto Watt Replays, but I don't think that it was actually supposed to go out to the general public as such. I've never seen a video other than ours concerning this matter. He's facing 30 Arty, yes, 1 EBR 105 versus 30 Arty of varying tiers between tiers 2 and tiers 5. That means he's up against not just the little Arty, the starter Arty, but he's also up against the Fifis, the 105 LEF-H18B2, or LEFI, as many of you know. Well, the EBR 105 has a 105mm gun capable of 390 alpha and penetrating 190mm of armour with standard ammo, and that goes up to 240mm with the heat rounds, and he probably won't need the heat rounds at all, really, in theory, because the artillery have very, very thin armour. But there's only 36 shells in his magazine, and there's 30 Arty. Well, he got his first victim, a Geschutzpanzer Mark 6E, which is a conversion from a Vickers tank, and he's taken him out. Can't see the M41, but he spotted a gorilla instead, and he finishes that guy off as well. So 2 kills now. So the question is, will it be the EBR that wins, or will it be the Arty? That's a good question. There's the SU5 he saw earlier, and he's killed that guy. So 3 kills now. Now his speed is in excess of 90 kilometers an hour, and I think a lot of people considered that was well OP for the game, because it meant that they could outspeed just about everything on the battlefield. And in fact, these vehicles were so OP that they considered that they were more OP than even the most premium vehicle. And there goes another kill. And these Arty are going to fire back, by the way. Yep. Let the barrage commence. Arty shells raining in on him. Oh, that one hits him. Yep, the gorilla hit him, so he went straight away for cover. And they've lost sight of him now, so he can move away without worrying. He lost 55 hit points to a gorilla, but he's now got to reacquire the enemy, find them and kill them. Now, with only 36 rounds of ammunition, he's actually going to have to make sure he doesn't miss any shots, because if he does, he's going to run short of ammo. And then he'll have to start sideswiping and ramming them to kill them. So, who will win? Will it be the EBR, or will it be the Arty? Well, that's what we're here to find out. Klaus Kellerman's just done a video which he put up today, stating that how many Arty should there really be in a game? Well, a lot of the Arty players would say, well, 3 is probably about right. Oh, he's missed his first shot. Will he get it in the second one? He's dialing in, waiting for the reload to go through. It's a 10-second reload. Yep, got it now. 11-second reload, actually. Well, closer to 12, but anyway, so he's got another kill, 5 kills now. Oh, he just came across an M41 and got ambushed. He did get shotgunned, and he takes out the Lorraine 39 LAM. And he's been hit again by a gorilla, and this time as well by an AMX 13AM. And he's trying to have to take evasive action to avoid their shells. Well, getting back to Klaus's video, yes, what is the right number of Arty per game? Well, a lot of people say that 3 Arty per side is far too much, and that you constantly get hit by Arty shells, but a lot of the people who say that are the people who just don't know how to play Arty, and they don't know how to avoid Arty. In truth, if they were to have less than 3 Arty per game, you would have no games with no Arty in. you currently enjoy several games every day, if you do play on a regular basis, where you've got no Arty in the game at all, it's just nothing but tanks. But if you were to have less than 3 Arty per game, yeah, I'm afraid the matchmaker would find it impossible to put together teams without putting some Arty in, and that means that you would actually end up having at least 90%, maybe 95% of your games with at least either 2 Arty or maybe just 1. So the question you've got to ask yourself is, do you want to have that situation where you get 2 or 1 Arty in every game, or do you want to enjoy at least some games where there's no Arty whatsoever? You see, there's a lot of people who do play Arty and play Arty on a regular basis. And there's some Arty experts out there, and those are the guys who actually lay those shots in that wipe you out on a regular basis. He still hasn't found them. He's looking for them. So there are people who play Arty, and Wargaming has to cater to them. These people have bought premium Artys, and they play Arty on a regular basis. So if Wargaming weren't to allow them to play at all, they'd lose a significant number of their player base. Plus, on top of that, a lot of Arty players are premium players. Surprisingly, a large number of the Arty players do pay for premium accounts. He's been spotted again, and yeah, the Arty shells are starting to rain in on him because he was spotted in this region more than once. So he's disengaged his speed mode and he's trying to maneuver like as much as he can to avoid these shells. Well, he has noticed one enemy. There's an M41, and the shells are coming in thick and fast now. He's fired another round, but he didn't get a hit, so he's wasted another shell. So that's 2 he's wasted so far. Remember, he's only got 36 rounds and 30 enemies. He could run out. Well, that M41's gone. Oh, there's an Arty just below him. That must have been the one that was spotting him. He's locked onto that VP, but oh, look at these shells raining in on him. He's trying to get a shot on that guy. He doesn't want to leave this area without taking that VP out. Oh, he just fired himself, that guy. Now, has he moved? Well, he did catch sight of the guy, but look at the number of shell craters. Lots of them. Obviously, it's a very dangerous area to be in, and he's found another Arty, an AMX-13AM. Now, those Arty are actually quite deadly on the move. Oh, more Arty shells raining in. Yes, AMX-13AMs can shotgun on the move with quite a lot of accuracy. Well, he's poking out from this hole. He's not going to go any further forward because he would die if he fell off that cliff. But he had a quick look and he can't find anyone. Oh, more Arty shells coming in. Well, he's only killed 10 so far. There's still 20 Arty out there. Turned around, so he's going forward, but I mean, obviously it goes faster, the same speed forward as it goes backwards. I think some of those shots were guesstimates, and he's been spotted again. That M41, there he is. Very clever spot to fire from, but he was seen, and yep, the shells are coming in, and his evasive driving techniques are actually very handy. He's almost doing figure of 8s to try and throw them off. He's gone up to speed mode again. There's the cap area. He's not going to cap. Obviously, if he does go through the cap, it's purely to get to the other side. And he's found another 3. And he's taking fire again, and he's more critical damage. Yeah, he's having to evade as much as he can, and he's found another Arty, a Grilla. So lots of them have been found in the woods at the back of the cap area. Which is not surprising, because that's where Arty tends to go sometimes. He takes out the M41. I think he's outside their view range at the moment, and they were guessing where he was. Now he's actually firing the HE now, and he's found a gorilla on his own. Shot. Well, you can see the gun shield. Oh, he missed it! So he's now lost 3 shells, and he got hit by a gorilla for 107. During this battle, the guerrillas had a lot of success in actually pinning him down and getting shots on him. But I think that's down to the fact that the gorilla does have a 15cm howitzer, so it's got a splash radius. It only needs a near miss to actually get a kill. He's backing up to see if he can get a sighting on that gorilla, who's moved behind some buildings. Oh, I think he's going to have to go down there. Oh, found another one. Yeah. Oh, and he's fluffed it again, so that's 4 shells now he's wasted. And there's the gorilla. Has he got sight? No. Nope. You might have to go down there and get him. Of course, he's risking getting shotgunned if he does. So he's going to be sneaky. Oh, found him. He thought about backing up, but just after he did that, it looked like the guy was turning in this direction. But yes, he did turn in this direction. But he got him. He used the push mechanic. So the quick question is, do you really think it's a good idea to take the numbers of Arty down to 2 and 1 per battle and have Arty in every game that comes up, or to have 3 Arty in some battles and some battles with no Arty whatsoever? That's a good question. I think if you agree with Klaus and you think that, oh, he's missed another one, so that's 5 shots he's fluffed now. He's only got 1 spare shot now, and he's been hit multiple times on that occasion, both by an M41 and an Su-122A, the Tier 5 Soviet. So he's found a little nest of Arty, and he's wasted his 6th shot, which now means he's got no more spare rounds. If he fluffs it now, he's gonna have to start ramming them to kill them. Well, he's lost a sizable amount of his hit points. He got hit by a Fifi there. The 105 FH18B2 got 116 hit points of damage off him. And he's found another nest. Takes out the Fifi with 1 shot, but of course he's got to reload now. And oh my god, he's found an even bigger nest of them here. It's like a hornet's nest. And they're all turning to face him, but he's moving so rapidly they can't get their guns to bear. And he takes out another one, kills a gorilla. Remember, he can't afford to miss a single shot now. He's used up all his spare rounds. He's found another one, a gorilla. Yeah, he'd like to take that one out with an aim shot, and he's now using nothing but the heat. Yep, he's used up all his APCR and his HE. Well, he's going in again. He knows they're all here, and oh, he's found his first one, takes out an Su-122A and flies through the air. Now that could have badly damaged his tracks, and oh, he actually damaged his tracks for 91 hit points, so he actually hurt himself. Takes out another Fifi. Just reloading. Got stunned there. Oh, I don't know how he's doing this. Some of these. Takes out an M41. Takes a round from an M41 as well. He's now lost 193 hit points and his driver. And he's had to use his repair kit. His first aid kit, rather. Luckily, he's got 2 repair kits, so if he does get tracked, he can do something about it. Locks onto the AMX, and now he's fluffed that one, which means that he has to get ram kills now, because he cannot win. He hasn't got enough shells to take them all out. This takes out the griller. And he gets the M41, but he's now down to just 8 rounds. 8 rounds with 10 enemies. The Sexton 2 is coming in, and he takes him out with 1 round. Makes certain of that one. Oh, drove into the rock. He's in such a confined space. He's found another one, and he almost drove straight into an Arty. Finds a gorilla. He's found. Oh, it's a bigger nest. They've all grouped together for security. And he gets hit by a priest. And this time round, it does damage him. He has to use his repair kit. But he's still fighting. Massive number of them here all together. He takes out a gorilla, but hits by another gorilla for 255 hit points. He's got barely enough hit points to do the job. 86. I don't think he can ram these enemy and survive. Takes out another one, the M7 Priest. And he's driven over the rock, and oh, only an EBR would survive a jump like that. You'd think it would take out the suspension. It's almost like he's fixated. He can't leave this area. There are just too many enemies together here. But it's so deadly. He takes out the gorilla. Narrowly misses another shot aimed at him from an M41. Even more rounds coming in. Oh, he's driven over the rock. Oh!
We're done for. Everyone get out.
Well, I think we have our answer. Can an EBR 105 win against 30 Arty? No, because the EBR itself will die in the process. Yeah, I'm afraid he killed himself in the end because he drove over a rock, crashed down and died. Yep, so EBR not only killed 25 enemy Arty, he also killed himself in the process. Yes, I think that's not exactly a very good result for what contributed 5, but it was an interesting exercise. And I think you can see that, yeah, one EBR 105 can do an awful lot of damage to Arty, but in the end, the EBR 105 was defeated by, not the Arty, but himself. Yep, he tried to do something which he was just not capable of doing, and that's leaping over that rock the way he did. And I'm afraid that's what killed him. So, did the Arty win? Not really, no. The enemy lost the game rather than won it, and they just were gifted the win as a result. So, yeah, I'm afraid, yes, they are still massively OP, these vehicles, and they really shouldn't be in the game. And the reason they shouldn't be in the game is simply because if these vehicles were so powerful as they are in World of Tanks, then all the armies of the world would be armed with nothing but wheeled vehicles and no tanks at all, because they wouldn't bother with tanks. Tanks can be taken out by EBRs, so every army in the world would have nothing but wheeled vehicles. But they don't, and the reason for that is that these vehicles in the real world, if they get hit by one shell, that's it, they're out the game. One shell is enough to take them out, and that's what should happen in this game. You fire one shell at an EBR, it should fold like a paper tissue and just crumple over and die. And they shouldn't be able to keep going with one wheel damaged or two wheels damaged or even three wheels damaged. The moment they get hit, they should stop exactly where they are. The crew should have to get out and try and fix it. And at that moment, they'll get absolutely pummeled by everyone else firing at them. So there's my honest opinion. They shouldn't be in the game, but some people like them. Some people think they're okay. That's their opinion. My opinion is they shouldn't be in the game. They are ruining the game. But can a Panhard EBR 105 win against 30 Arty? No, because it's going to defeat itself in the end. So I thought you'd be interested in seeing that again in a much clearer replay. And yes, if you answer Klaus's question, should there be less Arty in the game, in each game? No, because if you do have less Arty in each game, then what will happen is that you will have no games without any Arty at all. And I would remind you that we did actually have a mode where there was 15 Arty on each side already. It was the Storm Tiger game. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, I think it was called. But yes, actually that's, well, not Crouching Tiger, I think it was what it was actually called. But that was 15 Arty versus 15 Arty. And Wargaming actually made it fun by, obviously everyone was firing their missiles at each other and the Arty was as OP as EBRs were. But the fact of the matter is that Arty are necessary for the game. If they would take them out of the game, Wargaming would lose a lot of players and they don't want to do that. So Wargaming are going to keep Arty in the game, and they need to put at least 3 Arty on occasions, otherwise there would be no games with no Arty at all. So if you prefer it that there's be just 1 Arty in every game you go into, then we could reduce the numbers. But if you turn around and say, I'm sorry, but we can't have 3 Arty at all, and we can't have games where every game where there is at least, or at least some games where there's no Arty, then I'm afraid that's not going to happen, because Wargaming have to keep these players in the game, because if they don't, they'll lose the customers. So they have to put Arty into games, otherwise they lose money. So there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that replay. Thanks for watching.